Listing cards one at a time on eBay is the thing that makes people quit reselling. So this video is about doing 100 at once. I use a site called Card Uploader to turn my card photos into a finished eBay upload file. I'll show you exactly how I run it, plus an honest take on what it does well and where you'll still do some manual work. One thing to set up first. You'll want a front and back photo of each card saved as JPEGs. If you're scanning those, I've got a separate video on my scanner linked below, right past that subscribe button. This one step stops more people than anything else in the whole process. And it's boring, which is exactly why folks skip it and get stuck. But before you even touch Card Uploader, you need to set up your eBay business policies. That's your shipping, your returns, and your payment. You'll find them in your Seller Hub over on the left menu under Business Policies. Want a full walkthrough of setting those up? Let me know in the comments below. Mine are set up for TCG and for free shipping, but I do have a shipping option as well. And I do account for those shipping costs, which I'll show you when we price cards. Once that's done, head back to Card Uploader. You set this screen up once and then forget about it, but skip it and every batch you run will fight you the whole way. Head to the bottom of the sidebar and open Configuration. This is where your fundamentals live for each site you sell on, TCG Player, eBay. Your templates, your stock listing image, and the selling policies you set up on eBay. Link your account and all those policies show up. Scroll down and pick the ones you want as your defaults for this batch. You can sync your categories here too. There are a lot of settings, so just save after every change. Card Uploader does have amazing tutorials on the entire website, so make sure you're checking those out. There's one rule here, and if you break it, your whole batch turns into a mess the software can't sort out for you. Here's the rule. You can't mix different licenses in one batch and expect it to sort them. So keep your Magic cards separate from your Pokémon. Go to Ungraded Cards under the List menu and set the batch up for the type you're listing. For this one, I'm using the default configuration, the English Pokémon database, and a fixed price. If a game has really similar art across sets like Yu-Gi-Oh does, use the Advanced Matching dropdown to point it at the right sets. Under Listing Defaults, set a base condition, a starting price, and your SKU if you want. This is where I drop in the SKU from my scan batch. I'll leave the schedule blank for now. There's one setting on this screen that's built for phone photos and it wrecks scanner ones. That setting is auto crop. Each card has a front and back image, so pick the 2 images tab. That tells it to pair every 2 photos as one card. Point it at your folder of JPEGs and it starts processing. Now, if it's on, turn that auto crop off. It's built for phone photos where there's a big messy background and it needs to crop in on the card. But your scans already come in clean and squared off, so auto crop will just fight them. Only leave it on if you're bringing in phone shots. This is the least fun part of the whole job, and it's exactly where a wrong listing slips through if you rush. Go down the list and confirm that each uploaded image and its match actually agree. For Pokémon, separate your holos from your non-holos before you scan. It'll sometimes read a holo as the base card, but if your whole batch is holos, you can just bulk change them all. Same thing with parallels. One limit to know about. Card Uploader tells base and holo apart really well, but it won't reliably push a holo into a subset like a Cosmos holo, so keep your price data handy for those. Do these 2 steps in the wrong order, and you'll merge cards that should never touch. Set your variations first, and then check for duplicates. Do the parallels first, or you risk merging a holo with a non-holo. Once they're combined, you can run its beta check against your existing eBay listings and roll new cards right into them. Collectors are way more likely to buy 4 cards from one listing than to hunt down 4 separate ones. Here's the part that decides whether any of this was worth your Saturday. There's a price where every card you list stops making you money, and it's well above eBay's 99-cent floor. You can default to TCG Player or do a fresh pass. Bulk Edit handles most of it, but before you set a single price, you need to know what eBay actually leaves you. When a card sells, eBay takes 13.25% of that order total. then a flat 30 cents per order. Then the shipping label, which for me is the eBay standard envelope, which is about 74 cents. And that percentage hits the whole order total, including the sales tax the buyer paid, which you never even see. Stack up the fixed costs. 30 cents plus 74 cents is about $1 or $4 gone before the percentage even kicks in. So a single card breaks even right around $1.20. Add your supplies, a sleeve and an envelope, and your real floor is closer to $1.50. So here's how I price for it. First, I round everything up to the nearest 49 or 99 cents. eBay won't let you list under 99 cents anyways if you're doing just a flat listing, so that's basically your floor, but this will make more sense in a second. Then at the bottom of the page, there's a field to add a flat amount to every card. Mine's set to $1. One click adds $1 to every card in the batch. Careful though, because each click adds another $1. If you double tap it, just hit undo. That extra $1 is what carries the fee stack on a mid-range card. Where it breaks down is the really cheap stuff. On a card that's barely over $1, no single price saves it because that 30 cents plus label hit is per order, not per card. So for the bargain bin, you bundle them into lots if possible. One order, one set of fees, spread across several cards. So the rule is simple. Raise the price or bundle it for anything under about $1.50. One move here keeps eBay from burying your listings the second you upload them. eBay likes your listings spaced out, so don't dump them all at once. Go into bulk edit, set a scheduled time, and pick your date and start time. I space mine 1 minute apart. Then you can export. You can use the eBay lister or you can export the CSV file. Export the file. You'll dodge a ton of headaches compared to eBay's AI lister. So just know at the time of this recording, Card Uploader is testing a new beta feature where you don't actually need to download a file or go into eBay. You can just list directly from Card Loader itself, and I've used it. It's great. Let me know if you want a full breakdown of that down below. So that's Card Uploader. It does the heavy lifting and you still eyeball the matches and parallels yourself. It's the best time to listing tool I've used. The sign up is linked below with my code. You've now got an export file ready for eBay and uploading it is the easy part. And that video is linked right here. Thumbs up if this helped. Subscribe to the Blackstar promo channel if you're not already, and thanks for watching. Take care, y'all.